Supervisors can request peer feedback any time of the year for their team members through the Roll Call tab. The identity of the person completing a feedback form is completely anonymous to everyone who works at your school. Folio only displays a summary report if there are at least 5 responses in the dataset. This is a security measure to ensure that proper levels of anonymity are maintained. Some schools have elected to maintain the privacy of feedback, so it's only visible to the employee. Other schools allow visibility to the direct supervisor, while others allow for supervisors up the chain to view feedback results. Everyone who can see your feedback data is listed on your dashboard and profile pages. The links to complete peer feedback display on users' dashboard pages. And cumulative and narrative feedback results display under the Reports tab. Now let's go to Folio. I'm logged in as Marie Curie, the Middle School Science Department Chair. To request peer feedback from members of the Science Department, I click on the Roll Call tab. To request peer feedback for Elizabeth Lee, I'm going to click on the small plus symbol next to the word peer in this feedback column. To invite others to complete feedback, I'm going to type their email addresses in the To field. Notice that as I'm typing, the email addresses of the individuals in my organization will display for me. I also have the ability to type email addresses of those outside of my organization. Once I type it in, just click on Enter to have the email address display. If I wish to remove anyone from this request list, I can just click on the small X next to their email address. Once I'm finished, I can click on the Submit Feedback Request, and those requests will be sent to users in the organization on their dashboard pages. Those members outside of your organization will get an email link with the feedback form. I'm now logged in as Karen Lewis. I have the links to all the feedback forms that I've been requested to complete on my dashboard page. Elizabeth Lee is my peer, so when I click on her, I see the peer feedback form. At the top, I see my school's value words, and at the bottom, I see my school's peer-specific questions. To complete this form, I'm going to move my slider to the word that best reflects my experience with Elizabeth's behavior, attitude, or performance at the school. Once I finish completing the feedback form, I'll click on Submit Feedback, and I'm taken back to my dashboard page, and you'll notice that Elizabeth Lee's name is no longer available for me. I do have Marie Curie and George Bailey's names there, and both of them are my supervisors. If I click on Marie Curie, I'm now looking at the supervisor feedback form. Here, keep in mind that the adjectives are going to be the same on any form that you complete in your organization. But the questions are now supervisor-specific questions. And on my supervisor form, I actually have the narrative comment feature enabled. I can either click on Cancel or Submit Feedback when I'm finished. Once at least 5 members have completed peer feedback, the results will display in the cumulative and narrative reports. Please review those training videos or contact Folio support to learn more about how to view feedback results. I'm now logged in as Marie Curie again, Elizabeth Lee's supervisor. For those supervisors who have feedback visible to them, you may review the results through Roll Call. Click on the word Peer in the feedback column to view the cumulative report and any narrative comments if given. You can see here I have the adjectives, and I have under the stats that 7 people completed this out of a possible 18. I can click on the peer questions to see those results as well. I can also use my filters, and I can click on narrative feedback, but we know that there was no narrative feedback on the form. Ask your team members to reflect upon his or her data before your year-end summary conversation. This data can be used for both professional growth as well as goal setting for the following year.